I really feel like it's time for us to go take a walk on the wild side. Specifically on the crappy side. The crappy wild side, the wild side of crap. Just don't step on the crap, okay? Crappy, take us over. Let's see what game we've got. Oh, Courier Crisis. Ah! Watch out for the bicycle punchy man. He's gonna get you. Well, that's okay. We've got somebody who is bringing us all of the glory of the good old days. Say hello to the first of two GMs for the day. Tristan! Tristan, ye egg. Ye egg. I summon egg.
Oh no.
Oh, I got egg. Good.
Hello.
Hello there. I hear you loud and clear. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited. This is gonna be a unique one.
Yeah, actually, I'm really excited about this. Like, considering, I know this game, I've played this game, and, you talked about it being a little bit short, and honestly, I think that you managed to find a way that's going to be an extremely interesting watch.
I hope so. I've wanted to do this for literally 2 years, and I've been a little scared that it's kind of unusual, but, I mean, heck, we had Police Quest die as many times as you could. This isn't that weird.
No, I'd actually say that this is an appropriate challenge, especially for my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what we got is, we got a little Atari 7800 game called Super Skateboardin.
Rad.
Yeah, and for what it is, this game is inoffensive. The main reason I think it fits in Kusog7ande is the game is nothing. It's it's not a skateboarding game. It's not much of anything.
I kind of agree with you. I mean, it is a game that existed at its time and has still existed? Whatever, it's here. But at the same time, like, it's one that players are going to be able to figure out fairly quickly. How long did it take you to beat the first time that you played it?
So I finished this completely sight unseen in 9 minutes. I have seen videos that finish it in 6 minutes, 5 minutes. I think the fastest one I saw was 450 from someone who probably just routed the entire thing out and did a speedrun, but didn't call it a speedrun.
Okay.
It's an extremely short game. There's not really any ways to game over. It purely comes down to your score, but your score is completely nonsensical. So what I've opted to do, if there's any really OG speedrunners in chat, borrowed a little page from a thing called SGL, Speed Gaming League. Blast from the past.
Yeah, did they just like race games every once in a while? Just pick up a new game, race it, and see, you know, who can get the best time?
They would do segments. They would do a save state, and they'd be like, okay, you have an hour to figure out how to beat this segment as fast as possible while we watch what you do, basically. And that's what we're doing here. Our racers have an hour to figure out how to beat this game as fast as possible.
I love this idea. 1 hour to get the fastest run. Not only that, but there's an in-game clock, which makes it very easy to keep track of that.
Yep.
Yeah. With that said, I've played a little bit of this. I do think that it's somewhat appropriate for Kusog7ande, but it's also one of those things that, like, I think players are going to figure out how to beat the base game rather quickly.
Yes. Like I said, the first time I played this, I knew nothing about what was going on. I finished it in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So from there, I have given the 4 racers very little direction on how to approach this. I told them the size of the world, and I told them what they need to do, with a little more detail than usual. And I told them, obviously, that the scoring criteria is completion time.
Gotcha.
How they may choose to route or not route, or just do attempts, or map the game or not map it, comes down to their choice and their personal style. And I'm excited to see what they're going to try to do to throw up a good time here.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just watching someone's feed as the character just goes to the right. It's luckily everybody watching, this is going to be a very easy game for you to follow while watching. Like, honestly, I believe it's just a collect-a-thon and then finish the game if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I said there wasn't much to this game. It's called Super Skateboardin. The box art has a skateboard on it. You would think doing tricks, maybe some world traversal on your skateboard, and maybe avoiding a ghost that wants to kill you because you're not skating properly if you're an old NES fan. Really what this is you're on a skateboard moving through a factory turning off lights. That's it.
Well, I mean, you gotta close down for the day, you know? You can't just leave your lights on all night long.
Right, and that's your job. This is your dad's factory, and it's quitting time. It's 5 p.m., and you gotta go through and shut off all the machines and all the lights, and you gotta be done by 5:15 because that's when you're going to the really radical skateboarding competition.
Good. I want to go to the competition. Can I go to the competition? Tristan, I want to go to the competition.
Can you get all the lights out and all the factory equipment out by 5:15?
Actually getting all the lights out very easy. You find the breaker for the building. Bam, lights out. For getting all the equipment, though, I'm too lazy. I'll let somebody else do it.
Fair.
Well, let me go ahead and turn on the music so I can hear it. See if we have it.
You're gonna have to ask them for audio because they're currently in a position where
I heard
audio
yeehaw. I think they're playing country music.
Oh no, that's not part of the game.
That's the opposite of what I want right now. I want skateboarding music. You do
Yeah,
not
that's
yeehaw when you ride a skateboard.
That's not part of the game, I assure you. I did give you a backup audio person if you need it, but
Yeah, I'm currently asking the Whitley, why did I hear a yeehaw? I should not be hearing yeehaws in my skateboarding games.
okay. Brocintia is currently yelling at country music, which
This is what I do regularly. I live in Utah, okay? You gotta yell at country music.
yeah, I agree with this. Okay.
Oh, apparently that was a Bubble Bobble Hillbilly Rodeo remix. That's a lot of words that I didn't expect to say today, but, you know, kind of cool.
I've seen worse for sure. So I imagine you're getting an earful of the amazing music. We're gonna be hearing an hour of.
I'm so ready for this.
Yeah.
What do I mean, ew? I did say ew to the players.
Alright. So yeah, this is gonna be a weird one.
That's, oh, so weird. They're going to be trying to get the best time possible.
Yeah.
Now,
But,
one rule as well that everybody should pay attention to is that if time runs out, they can finish the current run that they are on.
That's correct. Just like the old Speed Gaming League, time is last call for resets. Once time is called, you can no longer reset. You're on your final attempt.
Indeed. We've got Mecha Link, the Whitley, Captain Drake, and Windmaster going up against each other. I'm not sure what the stakes are here, except that it's going to be pretty exciting, and I'm still waiting on, like, I feel like I'm not going to call anybody out specifically, but there's one person in this group who always feels like I need to give an extra 5 minutes every time I ask a question.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw! Everybody get all of your skateboarding emotes, all of your cool 90s emotes, and all of your yeehaws. And spam all relevant emotes in chat. Because I'm doing the countdown right now. Best of luck to the players. Yeah. I don't know if I might need to have a cowboy emote sometime. I feel like there's a significant lack of cowboys on Twitch.
That's probably for good reason.
Yeah, actually, I don't really care.
So the basic gist of this game is, like I said, you're working at your dad's factory, it's 5 p.m., it's quitting time, and your job is to turn all the electronic devices off in the factory. And there's table saws and computers and lights and all of this stuff, and apparently a fountain for some reason, I don't know.
Well,
but you have a wattage usage indicator in the bottom left, and once you've turned everything off, that hits 0, it tells you to leave, and you go back out the bottom door and you win. And whatever time you have is whatever time you have, that's your score.
I'm so glad that the music stops when you get off your skateboard, but also
Yeah.
I'm really sad. Oh my gosh. So good.
I mean, this is Kusog7ande. There has to be something slightly painful about this game.
Yeah, it's true. And honestly, like, there are a lot of shrill sound effects in this game. I gotta be honest. Like, every time you collect a light, it sounds like it's gonna pierce my ears. Every time you, like, open a door. Every time, like, the saw almost chops you in half, it's kind of loud. I do have a limiter on the sound, so, you know, there's a limit for how much it's gonna pierce your soul, but...
So, Windmaster found the one way to die in this game.
What was that?
Jump off the building.
That would do it. Oh, there goes Captain Drake. Whee! Game over. I think I've done that myself, actually, while playing this. Although, I'm trying to remember why I played this. I think I was just doing some bad game hunting and played a little bit of this, and I was like, this is kind of... okay. Kind of fun. That or I tested it for someone. I don't remember.
Did we lose Mecha Link already?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. I was about to say, it looks like Mecha Link is taking the route of mapping the entire thing out and taking his time with, you know, room by room mapping.
True.
But no, his stream is dead.
Nah, it doesn't look like the stream's dead. It looks like it's still running. They might be writing something. It is paused, yeah.
Yeah, so that's one strategy, to just go through room by room and map everything. I did not give them a map, but I told them how large the factory is, and it's 22 by 6 rooms.
Let me go ahead and put a picture of how big this factory is, okay? Because, y'all, you don't really comprehend how big this building is until you see the picture. Okay, until you see the map, because this isn't just a normal factory. This is the factory of all factories, okay? Here you go, okay?
So,
It's even got multiple basement levels.
Yes. Now, each of those, each screen is 3 rooms tall and 1 room wide.
Okay.
So it's not as bad as it looks, but also the only way of moving up and down through the floors are these tubes, and they're not everywhere.
Yeah, so what they have to do is figure out, like... I don't think I would necessarily map out the entire building. It may be worth doing, but what I may do instead is at least leave notes for, like, how to get to certain floors. Yeah.
Yes, and we see Mecha Link seems to be very carefully noting where everything is. The other 3 racers, if I had to guess, are just doing an opening attempt, which is also valid.
Oh
because
my gosh.
If Mecha Link does all this painstaking note-taking and then never puts in a time because he's too busy taking notes, you win with any time, you know?
Yeah, but there's a full hour.
There is,
like
and
I think
you'll have
that's
time.
gonna be plenty of time to. I honestly think Mecha Link may be doing the boring strat, and that the boring strat may end up paying off the most.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I hesitated to give this game out, I've had this idea since the end of Kusog7ande 5. And one of the reasons why I hesitated to give it out is I was worried that all 4 racers would do what Mecha Link is doing at the same time. And we'd just be sitting here, and when we're sitting here and we just start talking about whatever, weird stuff happens.
Yeah, don't let us do that, chat. When Tristan and I are together, chaos. Chaos reigns. It doesn't even chaos begins. It's just, it is now in charge of the stream, okay? Although, I think with this music, we're gonna have chaos taken over anyway.
Probably.
Wait, apparently Nightbot thinks that you're my Pokemon?
You said that like a long time ago, and someone put it in Nightbot. I don't know.
Okay.
What's the world record? There is no leaderboard for this right now. Make a time and make one.
Yeah, y'all. You wanna go and make a... Yeah, you wanna be an SRC mod for a video game? Well, this could be your game, because honestly, I'm not gonna put it up there. You can.
You know, I was thinking this would be a good weekly challenge, hint, hint.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so... Everybody, I forgot to make a Kusog7ande weekly challenge. I finally got things updated and gave the gift subs to the people who did fantastic on the previous weekly challenges we have on the Discord. Congrats those who won. I forgot to do one this week. I'll do one next week. Whatever. We can have a week off. It's like early Valentine's Day. There you go. I love you so much, I'm not gonna make you suffer. See, all you have to do is attach it to a holiday. Is there a closer holiday?
I don't know anymore.
Not January Day. Today's not January Day.
Ever since I became a salaried software engineer, holidays lost all meaning.
Oh no. At least you get some money. A little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, we're taking away your holidays for little and money. And it's nice. Good of them.
So Whitley is at about 7 minutes and only has about 1,000 watts left, which is about a sixth of where you start. He's largely on the same pace I was to finish this in about 9-10 minutes the first time.
Yeah. Mecha Link definitely is the farthest behind, but again, that's not a huge deal. I mean, okay, I guess it's furthest. Farthest is used when you're measuring distance. Furthest is used for every other type of measurement, and we're measuring wattage, so I would say furthest in this case. Wattage is not a distance. I'm pretty sure about that, like 95% sure.
No, wattage is pressure, from what I've learned.
It's all sort of. I mean, electron pressure, more or less, yeah.
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 I'm looking at everyone's timers here. I mean, we do have the situation where Captain Drake and Windmaster both jumped off the building and horrifically died and had to start over. One of the other things worth pointing out that made me resort to making this a speedrun race instead of score is the score is Calvin Ball. You get a point for like every half second you're on the skateboard.
Oh, I got a clarification. Volts. Volts is a little bit closer to wattage, shut up, brain. Volts is closer to pressure. Wattage is more like the rate of flow. So yeah, by turning the lights off, you're getting a lower rate of flow for the electrons. There we go. Yeah, watts measure the amount of power currently being used.
Something that you may see, especially on Whitley's screen, is he has to go back and run over certain devices multiple times.
Okay.
If you skate past an object, you turn it off. If you skate past an off object, for some reason, you turn it back on.
Well, I mean, let's look at this kid. He's using a skateboard trying to shut down all the equipment in a very deadly I assume it's deadly. Like, don't see anybody alive there. Very deadly factory. I don't think he is the brightest kid in the world, okay? Just flipping switches. Flip it on, flip it off. Just go ahead. On, off, on, off. That's what I'd do. I mean, if I were on a skateboard in a factory.
Would you ever end up on a skateboard in a factory?
I can't ride a skateboard, so no, I wouldn't.
Okay.
It's not for the lack of desire, it's for the lack of ability. Yeah, this kid's more talented than me at the very least.
Oh no!
Whitley, no! That's fine. Game over. Super Skateboardin off of the side. I mean, at least he lands really well. It's like a gymnast.
That's unfortunate because Whitley was looking to just try to put up a time with a first attempt and fell off the building before doing so.
Yeah, I mean, getting a time down is probably a fine idea to do early on, but Ow. One of the most important, oh my gosh, Whitley picks up the skateboard, starts riding it within like a quarter of a second, jumps into the wall and loses it again. I love it. Skateboard goes into the door, Whitley doesn't.
Yeah, don't try to use a pallet jack as a skateboard. The wheel distribution is different. You're gonna fall.
It doesn't work that well. I guess I've tried that.
Okay, Captain Drake has completely shut everything off. Now, what he needs to do is exit specifically out of the bottom left door. Exiting out of the roof will not complete the game. You will die, and oh no, please don't.
Oh no!
Don't do it!
Whitley!
Don't do it!
Whitley, don't do this! This is not how you beat the game!
No, don't do it!
Oh, okay. Woo! We were a little bit stressed for Whitley. That's okay. Whitley may be doing the correct maneuver here.
Is it Whitley that's about to exit or Captain Drake?
Oh, Captain Drake. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Captain Drake, come on. Oh, this might be it. There we go. You
win!
win!
849.
849 is Captain Drake's mark to beat for everybody else. Now, this is a 22-point match. Remember, players need to have at least 29 points at the end of this in order to stay in the tournament and possibly enter the tiebreaker. Over 29 points, they are in the bracket. And at this point, yeah, whoever takes second qualifies for the tiebreaker if we have one, and whoever takes first is in the bracket. So this is actually a very important match for the players, which is kind of fun. You know, they have to learn how to do this quickly.
Yes, I've said many times that I decide on a game before seeing who's in the race, and this is one I had to actually double check and be like, have these people speedrun before? And 3 of them are on speedrun.com, and I believe the 4th is as well under a different name, so there's been some speedrunning here. Megalink speedruns virtual highlight though, which is just, oh no.
I mean, I guess that counts. Oh, it definitely counts. It's just, I think this is a little faster action than virtual highlight.
Yeah, a little bit. What happened to Whitley? Whitley got down to about 900 watts and then fell off the top of the building, which is the only way you can die short of taking too long to finish.
I love it so much, though. Like, honestly, it's not a huge deal this early on. The players are mostly trying to figure out how to navigate through this building, and once they have done that, usually about the first half hour is planning and learning, and then the second half hour in a game as short as this, that's what, oh, Mecha League. Blech. Probably on purpose.
No, don't. Okay, so I keep getting scared when someone with exit up, 0 watts left, goes up to the roof, but going up to the roof is actually the way to get to the other half of the building and get to the exit.
Yep.
So I get a little nervous, and then they go in the tube that takes them back toward the entrance, and it's like, okay, never mind, it's fine. Enhance your calm, everything's chill, no one's gonna go yeeting off the top of the building.
Yeah, everybody, be calm and Hanson. Bilby Coder, by the way, thank you for the sub. You say that you rode a skateboard in the factory when you were a kid, but it was less deadly and more flat and boring. Actually, yeah, this is a really tall factory. What's up with that?
I don't know. 1203 for Windmaster.
You win!
Cool.
Yeah, that is a second time that we have. Currently, it is Captain Drake in first, Windmaster in second. Although Mecha Link, I feel putting all of this time into mapping out the building is probably going to pay off. Like,
yes.
Here's the deal. I find it boring and tedious as an individual person, but honestly, I think that for speedrunning strats, it's a good idea to do this. You want to, like, figure out what the fastest route is going to be in order to essentially go into every room in this building. Oh my gosh. This music is so good. By the way, this was made by David Crane. Y'all know that game. I mean, that name. That game. He made Pitfall 2. He made Pitfall 1. He made David Crane's A Boy and His Blob.
This is also a sequel to another game just called Skateboardin, which actually has tricks and stuff. I don't know why they did this.
Well, to be fair, I'm looking at David Crane's credits, and he is not listed as the creator of Skateboardin, just Super Skateboardin.
Yeah.
So
he came in for this one.
He elevated things. Maybe.
Yeah, well, maybe. Yeah, we're definitely seeing what's going to be the tortoise versus the hare here, where Mecha Link is being very methodical with mapping and everyone else is just kind of doing attempts. And it's an interesting story because I know when I start running something, I do like two dozen attempts before I even think about strats. But I'm also not under time pressure when doing that.
Wait a second. David Crane did program the first Skateboardin.
Oh, interesting.
What? I guess he wasn't the designer, he was the programmer, so there's your difference. Somebody else was in charge. Oh my gosh, this music. It's killing me.
We've got another 43 minutes of this.
Yeah.
It's like, what, a 4-second long loop? 6-second?
It's a loop. I'm not exactly sure how long the loop is, but it's a loop, alright. Yeah, actually, he might have done everything regarding whatever. All skateboarding games are actually David Crane. All of them. FYI. Yeah, he also programmed Bart vs. the World, Bart vs. the Space Mutants, Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. How about Night Trap? He worked on so many, like, games that were either really good or really bad, and there was very little in between. He was the person who made Dragster, okay? The infamous Dragster. Yeah.
So I have a group of friends who are talking about the match as it's going on, and one of them pointed out something that I didn't really talk about in the notes, but I was aware of. We're doing scoring in in-game time, and pausing stops your in-game timer.
It does.
So if you wanted to horrifically optimize your, like, final run, you could pause buffer it and make sure every single one of your turns and your switchbacks and your jumps and ducking to go into the tubes is perfect.
Yes.
I will allow that because I didn't forbid it.
Yep. As it turns out, when it comes to Kusog7ande, unless it's a very egregious thing that we definitely need to address, we don't really ban tricks, we don't ban glitches. If somebody managed to find a glitch where they could, like, go into a room without a pipe and somehow force themselves onto one of the other floors without using the pipe, that would be acceptable.
If someone jumped against a wall and found that if you slam your face into exactly the right part of the external wall, you smash the circuit breaker and shut everything off, I'd just shrug and go, all right, GG.
See, Tristan, I would actually try that. Not necessarily...
I've done that.
Wait, you've done that in this game?
No, I've, when I raced Kusog7ande, there were a couple of situations where back when you could ask for your placement, I would be like horribly in last, and I would just go, all right, I'm gonna try to find a zip because I'm hosed if I don't.
Yeah.
I think I managed to do it once too.
I think so. Oh my gosh. I do remember there was one match that was a pretty big upset, I think, because Slow Beef was playing against, I'm trying to remember who it was, if it was Meekins in Athena for NES, and let's just say Slow Beef was in the lead until somebody found a zip to instantly get to the end of the water level and kill the boss, and I still haven't been able to recreate that zip. Like
6:37 for Captain Drake.
Wow, very nice time, Captain Drake.
That is faster than the Nintendo Complete or whatever playthrough that I used as a meter stick for how long I could expect a decent run to be.
Wonder. It's Nintendo Complete. This is on Atari. They just didn't know how to play Atari games. You know?
We'll go with that.
Yeah. Just try to theorize here.
Of course, if I do allow pausing and pause buffering and all, that does mean that someone could be a brat, wait for time, and then just pause and sit here for 20 minutes and we're all stuck here.
I would message them and say, here's the deal.
Just message them in all caps, hockey oi.
Get moving or I'm going to consider this a forfeit. That's what I would say, okay? Look, come on. Like, you said that they can keep playing after the hour. You didn't say they could pause and sit there after the hour doing nothing, did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said they could finish their current attempt, which implies that they're actually trying to finish it.
Yeah, if they're not attempting it, then there's nothing to finish. I mean, only thing left to finish is wasting your time with doing nothing, you nerds. Come on. Actually, my father worked at I guess he still does. He works at a phosphate mine. Very important for agricultural fertilizer and such.
I'm sorry, but Windmaster is on pace. Oh, look at that, 507.
Nice. That is a very good second place at this point. Oh, Okami is pointing out that was Slow Beef versus Tetsuya. Yeah, that was Tetsuya. Tetsuya getting the freaking clip. I want to figure out how to do that. I've tried. I think it might be a TAS-only glitch that Tetsuya got via Miracle.
Fair enough. I mean, what happened? Was it Fat Bobby where someone just like accidentally activated a dev code during the game?
Yeah, didn't that get tube and binned? I feel like that got tube and binned.
That was too much.
That was so good. But yeah, I would say, everyone, that, like, right now we're 23 minutes into this game. It's actually really fun, I think, to route video games. In fact, when it comes to speedrunning, I think that's probably my favorite part of speedrunning, when there are either improvements that could be made or when a run just hasn't been put together before. Personally, I prefer that a lot more than, like, grinding to become better than everybody else. As soon as somebody else starts speedrunning something that I play, I'm like, you go for it. You go ahead and do that grind, okay? And I'll celebrate the entire way. You do your thing. But routing is a lot of fun. I mean, I've been playing Alien 2 for the Famicom Disk System lately, Tristan, and I found a new clip that, as far as I know, is not used in the speedrun, that allows you to sort of go up through walls like they're elevators, and it's only really useful in one or two places, but that can still save like 20 or 30 seconds, and so, you know, I'm gonna play around with it for a while and see what I can do.
Yeah, that's always cool when you find just some weird little thing. A bunch of people, or maybe even just one person, has played the game before, and then you find something different that you can use.
Yeah.
When I was running Hachiman, I actually discovered that you move faster on the world map by holding R, and no one who had run that, and the person who did the task, none of them discovered that.
I love that. Speaking of that, you know, the last Kusog7ande challenge, weekly challenge that we had so far, was to do a run of Battle of the Eras and submit to speedrun.com. Guess what? A lot of people did that, and Neitzel managed... No, maybe it wasn't Neitzel. Who was it? Yeah! Give me 1 second and I'll find out who it was. Okay, so Sentinel, the final Sentinel, figured out that if you hit escape as soon as you enter the round 2 fights, it skips the animation, say in round 2, and you just enter the fight immediately. And it's just such a small thing that saves like 1 or 2 seconds every fight, and it's really cool. You know, the more people you throw at a game, the more weird little things you're gonna find.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Final Sentinel, congratulations on that, by the way. That was really cool.
When it was just me and Darby and doing Cool Spot, we got a pretty solid rundown on that, and then like 3 other people decided to look into Cool Spot, and one of them found you can just ignore walls if you get enough movement speed, and it broke the game wide open.
Yeah. This is...
Oh, that's a shame. Whitley had a really solid time, but somewhere along the line either missed something or turned something back on. So he exited the building with a solid time and still had 300 watts on the clock, or on the indicator.
300 watts on the clock. Maybe it was a 300 watt clock.
Yeah, maybe. I do believe there are things that are 300 watts. I think they're the conveyor belts. And
ooh, yeah.
On his way out, he might have just clipped one and turned it back on.
There's a very big possibility. But with that said, you don't have to have your best run until the very end.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in this situation, you could even wait for 1 minute left and then reset and then go, okay, this is the one I gotta do well in. That would be risky, but it is an option.
Oh my gosh. His music. I love it. I love it so much. I also feel like when I was playing this, however long ago it was that I was playing this, I fell off my skateboard a lot more than anybody else here. I don't think it's very easy to fall off your skateboard. Like, but I did it all the time. I just was pro.
You fall off your skateboard if you hit a wall. That's it.
Maybe I just ran into a lot of walls.
Yeah, and since you don't have control over your speed when you're on the skateboard, you're always moving at the same speed in one direction or the other. It's pretty common to just bonk and fall off. Having fun yet?
Unironically, I really enjoy watching this game, okay? It's not good. But at the same time, for Atari standards, it's kind of okay. Atari 7800, though, is sort of when, like, you started getting games that essentially were decent enough to actually be sold. And
yeah,
this feels like a little bit lower on the quality scale when it comes to Atari 7800.
Yeah, I tend to roughly equate 7800 with somewhere in the neighborhood of NES quality, and...
Yeah, it's like the graphics aren't quite as good, but the gameplay is a lot more fluid.
Yeah, this one, on the other hand, this is a little... Like I said, for what it is, it's not offensive, except for maybe the music. It's just... Okay, imagine this.
Okay.
You're a kid and you want some skateboarding game for Christmas, like, you know, 720 or TNC Surf Designs, some actual skateboarding game from that era. But you don't have a NES, and your parents aren't going to buy you a NES just for one skateboarding game, so they get you this because it has a skateboard on it. Yeah. It
would be a little disappointing. it would probably be very disappointing. Like, I like the idea of, like, being able to just, like, keep moving. I always enjoy playing games that have skateboards in them, even though I'm always gonna fall off really, really quickly. It's just, this doesn't really have any cool factor to it. You're not gonna, like, break your bones when you fall off or get really cool scars. And, like, you're not doing tricks, you're just going left and right and up and down. Like, the tube's pretty cool, but who the crap designed this factory? Who put tubes in here?
That's the thing. If you had rails along here and like things to jump over and you could grind on the conveyor belts to get like score and speed boost and stuff, this might be okay.
Yeah.
But there's none of that.
Okay, Captain Drake, I think, is about to wrap up this... Nope, JK. 1550 watts left. It looks like Windmaster
is on the way out.
Yeah.
Windmaster is already past his current best time, though, so this is not going to do much for him.
Still, it's good to, like... Once you wrap up a couple runs and you start seeing, like, what your average time is, then you can start thinking, you know, what do I need to do in order to do this better? At this point, it's mostly going to be routing. And learning where the items are that you have to turn off. Even though it's technically not a collectathon, you're shutting everything off, it functions like one. I'm glad that they didn't go with the standard, you know, collect 100 wrenches in order to beat the game.
This is the most radical traveling salesman problem.
Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah.
Windmaster turned a saw back on while going into a tube, and I don't think he realized.
Yeah. But honestly, whatever. We've got just under half an hour left, you know. And considering how fast you can beat the game, like, I feel like Windmaster still has a very decent shot here. Mechalink deciding to pause and look at the notes that he has taken. Very, you know, Mechalink put all of that work in early in order to try to optimize the route through the game. I think that may pay off with this run. However, you know, there still is the whole, you know, how do I interpret my own notes in order to understand where I need to go?
Yeah, that's the other thing, is it's a little bit of a mess where everything is and where all the pipes are, and I would probably just stop and draw a line representing the route through my map that I plan to take. But then you have to keep an eye on that as you're moving through here, and Mechalink leaning very hard on the fact that pausing does not increase the in-game timer is really brilliant here and is going to be extremely useful.
Yeah.
Because I don't see any of the other racers pausing. I kind of left that as a little, if you realize that you can use it sort of thing.
Yeah, I'd say that's either brilliant or very detrimental. Okay, there we go. Captain Drake, done with another run. I don't think that was a new personal best, but that is fine. We're getting some players finishing some decent attempts right now. And I think Mechalink is going to put in a decent time in just a little bit, possibly moving up to second place.
I did not see Captain Drake's time. They seem to have reset almost immediately, so I'm going to assume it wasn't a PB. Oh, someone in chat says it was.
607 per chat, although I thought... Yeah, before Drake had a 637.
Yeah.
Oh, a 708 for the Whitley. That is good.
Excellent.
For second place.
Yes, it is. We don't have a time from Mechalink yet, but Mechalink is the one who sat and routed everything, so we'll see what happens in the next 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too. Like, Mechalink, I think biggest thing, figure out what you missed so that you can have it in your route, or just reset. Like, going through the entire building again takes so long.
It does.
I would probably just reset and be like, okay, let's try this again.
Well, what he might be doing, if I were to guess, is now that he has the map, he might be going through and forging a route as he goes. I'm not entirely certain. We'll have to see. That saw blade caught him, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's caught multiple people.
This is a rude saw blade because you can't jump while crouching, so you have to hold down to go into the tube. But if you do, you are going to toggle that saw. There's no way around it, so you have to make sure it's on, and then as you skate into it to go into the tube, you turn it off.
Yeah, someone is saying looking like the map didn't work. I don't agree at this point. Like, and here's why. All you need is one good run. If all of this work ends up getting you that one good run, then it's fine. You know, it's not over till it's over. And remember, any attempt that starts before the hour mark, they are allowed to finish. They're allowed to go until the end and just call it good. So, yeah, I wonder if Mechalink is going to find that one item that he missed. Honestly, just finishing this attempt, I can understand the appeal. Oh, I see a whole bunch of rooms with closed doors. This may be where Mechalink needs to go.
Yeah, it looks like he forged a route and then missed one item in his routing and is now just trying to go, where the hell did I go wrong?
Yep.
Which, good to get that out of the way now.
Oh, yeah.
I assure you, the item you're looking for is not to the left from here.
Yeah.
That way is death.
I do enjoy that you have to, like, put your skateboard on the ground and then jump onto it in order to start riding.
Yeah, since the racers were doing the control test and all, they probably figured that one out in pre-setup, but it's not the most intuitive thing.
Also, is that your score at the bottom middle?
Yeah.
This seems
like I said,
really arbitrary.
You get a point for like every half second you're on the skateboard, and what is this even?
Yeah,
so I decided not to use it.
Yeah, trying to get a high score here is dumb.
And then like turning things off makes the score ticker speed up, or I did not understand the score, so I threw it out.
Good. Okay. There is... Mechalink has found the computer that is still on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is what Mechalink has been searching for. If you can figure out where the pipes are in order to get there. 640, that is a new personal best for Windmaster. That puts him up into second place. Second place is actually a huge... important score to have, because if you're in second place, that means that you qualify for the tiebreaker. Third place doesn't.
Yeah, first place proceeds, second place gets the tiebreaker almost assuredly from what I heard from our statistician, and then the other two are eliminated. 5-12 for Captain Drake.
I feel like Captain Drake can do better. This is just me giving encouragement that Captain Drake can't hear. But that was a really good time.
That you can beat this in 4 minutes. I don't remember where I saw evidence of that though, but it was in my notes, so it must be true.
I love Captain Drake using the bounce off of the wall in order to get the extra light bulb. You know, just keep riding, don't worry about turning and trying to jump for the light bulb. It's pretty... Like, the thing is, turning around in this game puts you at a little bit of a weird position, so, like... You generally want to go past where you would normally feel like you'd want to turn around in order to get items. Because if you don't, you're probably going to miss jumping the light bulb. Jumping the light bulb. Yeah, you heard me.
Oh, that's a thought. One of the people talking in my ear as we're watching this said that maybe your score is total watt usage. Or amp usage, I guess.
That could be it. So you're like, we gotta hurry and lower the power bill here.
Yeah, that might not be score, that might be your power bill.
Oh my gosh. Uncle, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, it's $1,300. Oh my gosh. $1,300.
It's spinning faster for people with higher watt usage.
Yeah, there's probably a manual or something that explains this. Yeah, your job is to navigate the many rooms of the factory and turn off all the electrical equipment in 15 minutes or else the electricity bill will skyrocket. Your wages based on how fast you complete the task. You need that money to enter the skateboarding championship. Yeah, I guess.
You gotta be out of here by 5:15 with your paycheck, or you won't get to the skateboarding competition on time.
I don't even see them give you a paycheck. Where's my paycheck?
Something makes a dollar. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're
it's
down
called
to 20 minutes.
The government makes a dollar.
We're
With
down to
the
20
mint.
minutes, and Mechalink has not put up a time yet.
Yeah, but it could still pay off. Like, this is starting to feel like a dangerous strategy. But look, Mechalink is 1 minute 56 seconds into the current attempt.
And is half done.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, obviously I don't root for any one racer over the other, but just for the story of the race, I would love to see Mechalink just not put in a time for 57 minutes, and then in like minute 59, put up like a 3-minute run.
That would be pretty great. Yeah, I would go ahead and say that that would be a lesson to us all. And if it doesn't pay off, then it's still a lesson to us all that sometimes planning is really helpful, and sometimes, I don't know. It honestly just really depends on individuals. There are some people who are going to, like, really feel the layout of a building like this easier than others. I know that, like, while I played this a little bit, like, it started to feel a little bit intuitive where I was supposed to go, but that's not going to be the case for everybody, because so many of the floors look just identical. It's very confusing.
It really is, and it's hard to really grasp just how inconvenient the pipes are. Pretty much every floor, every tier of the factory has one pipe to take you to it, and then one to go somewhere else, and that's it. So if you, for example, are skating around and you have 100 watts left and you see a single light bulb on the floor above you on, getting to that is probably an entire loop around the factory.
Well,
I'm interested in Captain Drake's run here, where it's 650 watts at 430.
Okay.
This may not be a PB, but it's also still a really strong run. Captain Drake has some consistency here. Meanwhile, Windmaster is at 150 watts at 530. PB potential there.
There's music. There's music. Help.
$538 for Windmaster. That is a PB. Not enough for a placement change, though.
By the way, I finally found lore, Tristan. I found lore.
The lore's good. I should have shared that with you. I'm sorry.
Your dad got you an after-school job at the factory where he works. You need the money because being the most radical's boarder around means you've got heavy expenses. The job is a skateboarder's dream come true. Miles of halls and tubes to perfect your moves. Just cruise through and turn off all the machines and lights in the factory. Hurry up, because power is leaking out fast. Naturally, there's a catch. You get paid depending on how much power you save, and you've got to be out of the factory by 5:15 p.m. today. 1 second more and you'll never make the deadline for entering the skateboarding championship. Look at the bottom of your screen to see how radical you truly are. The left meter shows the power consumption of the machines and equipment you haven't turned off yet. The middle meter tells how much power has been used since you started. As you turn off machines and equipment, power consumption slows. The right meter takes away the minutes you have left. Check out the ratings at the end of the instructions to see how radical your cruise-in rates. So how radical do we get? I'm looking at the manual. Apparently, if you turn everything... okay, so if you hit 515 and you haven't turned everything off, then your rating is lower than dork. Lower, yeah, lower than dork. You're not even qualifying as a dork, okay? If you beat it in 5 minutes, or 5:10... Whoa, what was that for Whitley?
7:13. That is not a PB for Whitley. Whitley's is 7:08.
Yeah. So 5:10 or more, then you're a geek. Okay. If you get between 5:05:31 and 5:09:59, you're mellow. Okay. So right now everybody is mellow. Okay. No. Windmaster and the Whitley, they're mellow. No. Yep. Captain Drake is currently totally tubular, okay? As it turns out, if you get 5:04:31 between 5:05:30, you're totally tubular. And if you're faster than 5:04:30, you're also totally tubular. Why does it list that twice? This
so
manual's dumb.
5:04:30 means a 4-minute 30-second run. Drake's at 5:12 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, like, technically it just looks like you're totally tubular, the sequel. So I'm completely fine with you just being totally tubular, period. Yeah.
So Mechalink has been preparing and has been pause buffering this run and has just passed Captain Drake's PB.
Okay.
Which is fine. He'll have at least another attempt or two at the pace he's going. But
yeah, as long, like, you don't have to take first in this match, as long as you take at least second. Mechalink only has one thing left to turn off, and could still beat Windmaster in this attempt if Mechalink knows where this final thing is.
And yeah, you can jump off the roof. You just kind of land on your feet on the ground and game over appears on the screen. I shrug.
Yeah, but what if you have already turned everything else off?
You know, that's an interesting question. I have no idea. I was kind of hoping someone would inform me of what would happen.
Yes. So, for those who are wondering, the person who comes in first place will move on to the bracket. Second place will enter tiebreakers. Third and fourth are eliminated. This is actually a pretty heated match. I'm very much enjoying this.
I want to say I tested that before, and if you jump off the roof, you die anyway, but I am not certain anymore. I didn't write it down.
Yeah, I do think that, like, a low score attempt, aka low, this is how much wattage has been used, or, you know, low power bill attempt would be a somewhat interesting route to see exactly where you should go first in order to turn stuff off, because everything does consume a different amount of power.
Yes.
And I'm sure that has been done. I actually really like that this game, as simple as it is, has a few different ways to play it, you know? There's going for speed, trying to get through it as quickly as possible. There's going for low power usage.
Alright, so there is a time for Mechalink. That is a 6:33. That is third place right now.
Yep, that puts Mechalink in third. I believe Windmaster gets bumped up to fourth.
So here's the thing, now that Mechalink has finished a run and has presumably mapped and routed everything,
okay,
they now have a blueprint for an entire run through and might just be able to replicate it.
Okay, I have the times written here so far just to correct everything. Captain Drake, it has a 5:10, Windmaster 5:38, Mecha Link 6:33. The Whitley has 7:08. And honestly, it doesn't matter how people are right now. It matters what they get by the end of the run. By the time they are done with their final attempt. Remember, anything started before the hour mark, they are able to continue until they have completed a run, as long as it doesn't pass their personal best. If it passes their personal best, then whatever.
Yeah, I think I said they'd be allowed to continue as long as they still have a potential to place with the final attempt.
Yes.
See, everyone is pretty much mid-run right now. It looks like we'll be seeing Whitley finishing up next at 1450, presuming everyone moves at about the same smooth cadence through the factory.
You know what? Traveling salesman problem with getting the lowest wattage possible, that is an absolute nightmare.
That would have been a little bit more complicated than I would be willing to give to people in an hour.
Traveling skateboard man.
Oh no, Whitley turned a typewriter back on while going the wrong way.
Did Whitley not notice?
Whitley did not notice.
Ha-ha! Welcome everybody to the nightmare that is riding a skateboard in a factory. Although, I have to say your manager is really cool because he does know that, like, skateboard's the optimal way to navigate through a building. I gotta appreciate that, you know?
I mean, you're the last one in the building. It's very likely your manager doesn't know you're doing this.
He put the tubes here. How else are you supposed to go through the tubes?
Hey, you know, that's a good question.
Yeah. Okay, like, I'm trying to look at the lore here, because it does say that, you're paid on how much power you save, and you're trying to shut it off as quickly as you can, so I imagine they specifically designed this to conserve as much power as possible.
Oh, no.
There we go,
Okay.
Whitley got it. Time to exit. This
will be a
probably...
PB.
This may be a PB, yeah. Okay,
This is a PB. It's going to be a
yes.
637. Yeah.
Not bad.
That is still in last, but that is very close to Mecca right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the edge of my seat waiting to see if Mecca's strategy is going to pay off. I'm enthralled with this. Captain Drake just finished a run somehow. I was not looking. Did Captain Drake reset, or did Captain Drake score? I want to say he reset. Okay.
I think so. So apparently there is a way to get your skateboard to accelerate faster. Did you know that?
I did not.
Per the manual, if you get off your skateboard and then you make a running start, jump on the assembly line, and go the correct way and jump off at the end of the line, you go even faster.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would... I blame David Crane.
David Crane would do that. Yep. So we have not seen anybody discover that speed strat.
I didn't know about that.
Now you're gonna have to try it and see if David Crane's lying. It'll take you 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Don't you just love this soundtrack?
It's okay. I also like that, like, it says one of the hints in the manual is specifically watch the closed doors, because that's going to give you an indication for where you've been and where you haven't been. And yeah, I think that is one of the keys to navigating this factory, paying attention to what doors you've opened and what you haven't. One other thing, the manual's like, be careful on the roof, get too close to the edge, and you and your board will do a nosedive to the ground.
Absolutely
It
true.
It doesn't say that you die, but I'm pretty sure you do.
You do. Well, you land on your feet, and then the game immediately just goes to game over. It can be presumed you just shatter your legs or something, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
we've got
manual
a
does
time
say
coming
that
up
there are
for
rumors
Windmaster.
of a truly radical skateboarder who finished his factory job in just 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, that may have been where I found that out. Windmaster just posted a time that was about 20 seconds behind his PB, so no improvement there. Oh, I'm getting nervous for Mecha Link. He has time to finish this and start another one and feel out how it's going, though, and decide to reset or not.
Yep. Honestly, I would be very tempted to just reset a run right before the hour so that I get a clean start.
We do have the serendipity of whoever did the scheduling for this put 30 minutes between matches instead of 15, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, heck, thank you for taking a look at that and being like, luck be a lady, we get this game. Haha!
Yes.
Like, the music doesn't quite fit the right rhythm or the right anything here, and that bothers me. I'm not sure if it's the thing that bothers me the most about this. There are a lot of things that bother me. By the way, chat, I want you to know I have 0 drop frames all of today.
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, it's such... Tristan, you don't even know.
I love how, I don't know what happened, but from my side, you were in the middle of saying it's such something, and then you just hard cut off as your noise gate engaged or something, and I thought you fell off right then.
Oh, the Comcast was like, hi-ya! Chops it in half.
Mecha Link with a time of 5:24.
That is good enough to be in second. Holy crap.
Yes. So we'll see if we can see an improvement out of that. I'm going to start typing the warning to everyone that, you know, of the last call for resets, which I'll send at about 59:15 or something. And yeah, we're coming down to the wire here.
Yeah.
We have 3 racers within 30 seconds of each other.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be intense.
Yeah.
Like, I love the whole idea of, like, improv learning.
Bro, look at Captain Drake.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Under 5 minutes, 4:58. Still not enough to be the legendary skateboarder, but pretty good. Also, one thing that I'd like to note, the way Captain Drake is now entering the factory is fairly different, rather than, like, picking up the skateboard, jumping to the left, and then getting on the skateboard in order to enter the factory. Just enters the factory, and as soon as you're in, jump on it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just small optimizations going on here. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I see little things Captain Drake is doing that, like, will save 1 or 2 seconds off of the run here, rather than bouncing off the wall in order to get all of the light bulbs. He is, you know, turning around before hitting the wall. You know, it's a lot riskier, because you might not have time to get every single light bulb in that little gauntlet of light bulbs, but it's a teeny tiny bit faster, so, like, getting more confident in the game that you're playing and taking these bigger risks is exactly what he's doing, and I love it. This is exactly what you want to see when you see people doing a race like this.
Yes, it's really cool. We've seen a couple of different approaches here. I'm not entirely sure if Captain Drake did any kind of, like, mapping or anything, or just memorized the path through or what, but I mean, he's able to hammer out a decent path that's getting him 5-minute runs and then start focusing on small optimizations. It's been really cool.
Yeah. I'm still really curious about the whole assembly line boost, supposedly. And I also wonder, does the speed do you stay sped up until you run into a wall? Because if so, then that's a huge thing.
Yeah, that's wild to me. Okay, I'm gonna drop the last call.
Yeah, I get it. I understand.
Okay, I just put out
Whitley
the last
reset.
call for resets. So we should be good for if anyone resets after an hour. Just too bad.
Yep. Whitley and Windmaster both reset just now. Mechalink not resetting, just trying to make this the best attempt possible. And that's using pause strats, that's probably the best way to address it.
Alright, so there's time. This is it.
Yep. Nobody is allowed to reset now. What run they have going here is the last run that they are going to be allowed to do.
At the moment, the high water mark is 458, and the border to not be eliminated outright is 524. If things stay as they are, Drake and Mecha will go on.
Like, it's a really high watermark, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a surprisingly exciting match. I love this. This is tons of fun.
Yeah, this has come out. I was worried that we would. Oh no, what happened?
Oh, that was my fault. Oh my gosh, come on.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Hey everybody, what happens when you full screen Adobe Premiere? Apparently that happens.
So I was worried that we would start this match and all four racers would just immediately go into routing and it'd be boring as heck, but this has been really exciting.
Yeah. Not only that, but the best run that we've seen in an hour.
Oh, is this going to be a PB?
Oh my gosh, Captain Drake, 433!
433!
What? Captain Drake in 433? I doubt anybody's gonna beat this. But we still have players trying.
F-bomb out of chat.
Is Captain Drake pretty excited?
No, out of Twitch chat.
Oh. Heck yeah.
Our viewers are excited, and I am too.
Oh, guess who gets a little time out? Guess who gets a little time out, huh?
Hey, I
Who's
too
gonna
am
be
very
it?
excited for the end of the... I love it. I genuinely actually love it.
Naughty chat. Dropping the F-bomb. Oh my gosh, such a naughty chat. I love it. Yeah, that's okay. That's why we, I also love how, like, unseriously, like, most of us take that rule. Like, it's quote-unquote serious.
I remember in, I want to say Season 2, I had to race Back to the Future on the NES, and I finished it with the 88 miles an hour at 59:57 or something.
Oh my gosh.
And I went into chat, and I'm just like, did I finish the game? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, when did I finish it? And someone said 59:57, I just dropped an F-bomb and immediately got purged.
I love it. Yeah. But chat, we love ya. This is a PG-13S stream. Just go ahead and be civil chatters there, okay?
I don't know what Captain Drake did. He's skating around the factory with stuff on in the in-game state, and then he reset.
I think this is the demo.
Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, I bet you it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Whitley and Windmaster getting all right time. It looks like Mecha Link has passed Captain Drake's time, but as long as he can do better than Whitley or Windmaster, that's fine.
Yes. Which, this is going to be a strong time if he hasn't just...
Oh, there we go! The computer is off. This may be a good enough run for second place.
Very likely. We're looking at
457.
457. That is second right now.
Windmaster, there's not enough time. Mecha Link takes second in overtime due to the rules that we have here. That is just amazing. Holy cow. Well, I will go ahead and let them keep going just so that they can finish their final attempts here because, you know, if they can get a PB...
You know, I don't want to take away from them the last moments of the match. Yeah, let's let them play it out.
Yeah!
They don't know they're out yet. So let's let them have it. At least for a little bit. Windmaster is about to exit.
Here we go, Windmaster 530 in that attempt. That is definitely a new PB.
It is a small improvement.
And Whitley trying to get a new PB here as well. Anything under 637 will be a PB for Whitley.
Yeah, let's give him a chance to PB. He's in fourth, unfortunately. He's eliminated, but I want to see if he tops his time.
Yeah, that's the important thing, you know. Less about, you know, people are going to have to get eliminated. That's just how it is. Okay, this may be enough for a PB here.
I'm hoping so. Yeah, this is a PB.
PB for Whitley, 621. Everybody ending on essentially a PB. What the crap, Tristan? This was amazing. This was so good. Okay. I'm really, really glad that we got such amazing showing by the players. Holy cow.
That went a little bit better than I thought it was, you know, thought it was going to. That was fun. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I just posted the times. We got Drake in first with 433, Mecha in second with 457, and Windmaster at 530 in third, and Whitley with a 621, getting a solid PB at the very end.
Yeah, I really want to see what Captain Drake's strategy was. Whitley is saying I'm not big on memory games. I would say that oh, Captain Drake can't voice. Fine. Let me see if Mecha wants to.
Mecha says he made a full map and then was making little mistakes. Oh no.
That's understandable, but still good enough to get second place. That's yeah. Yeah, I wanna talk to the Mecha. Captain Drake said, I debated taking the time to drop a map, but ended up not doing so. That ended up being fine. Like, if really, it depends on what your strengths and weaknesses are. There are some people who are going to be better at memory than others, and for the ones who aren't as good at remembering things, you know, drawing something out might be the way to go, which, I mean, that kept Mecha in the tournament. That is what that is what's gonna work. Whitley's like, I should have drawn, but I had nothing to draw on, and paint ain't friendly. Yeah, I've got a notepad and a pen right next to me. I'm gonna be using it when I finally play Tunic one of these days, because Justin is like, you have to. So yeah, I do have stuff that I can write with here if needed. And honestly, y'all should make sure that you keep something by your computer if possible. With that said, Mecha, are you gonna join us or not?
So they had an hour knowing what the game was and how big the factory was, and my notes even said, the notes I gave to them even said, the layout of the factory doesn't change, so feel free to route or map however you want. So they had an hour to think, do I want to draw a map? Do I want to not?
Yeah, and I like that you know, people took different strategies, and that, okay, there's Mecha Link. Hello there, Mecha, and congratulations! Taking second place, staying in, you know, going into the tiebreaker, it looks like. That was a lot of fun to watch.
And that's what it looks like. So did everybody discover the pause button?
No,
you're
nobody else did.
I'm the only one, and I got B? Dang.
Yeah, Captain Drake. I don't know how. Captain Drake didn't even draw a map, per what he said. So, mapless and no pausing, still managed to put together a solid run. But then again, I know that he's well known over in the mystery world for doing very well when it comes to races. And I
definitely built a map like that. You could see me doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were watching you put in your first time at like the 45-minute mark, and I was sitting here like, oh no, I'm starting to get nervous. Like, what if this doesn't pay off? But
my last one had failed, right? Like there's like the one before it, I had mismarked that there was a blocking wall where there wasn't, and that's why I lost that bottom row there. And I was like,
that makes sense.
That's what got me. That's the one before I put up a time, right? So yeah, I was worried about it too. I was like, you know, let's put up a time and then, right, like, you know, keep trying to refine it down. Yeah.
Yeah, like, the thing is, Tristan was like, you know, I see Mecha Link taking the time to map everything out. I really wonder if, like, the very last attempt, Mecha Link is going to come in first. And it wasn't quite first, but still, like, if you would not have done that and taken your time, Windmaster had a 5:30. I'm not sure you would have been able to beat that, but you did because of your strategy right there.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I didn't pause as much as I should in my list run, and I still did things where I went off in directions that I shouldn't have. Like, the time could definitely be improved, so it is not like, oh wow, like I don't see how you could save 20 seconds. No, I see how you can save 20 seconds. Well done on Captain, but yeah, no, I had to fumble for a map. I'm moving my house.
Wow.
So I got the back of a instruction setup sheet somewhere that was big enough. Just like, and a pencil laying on the ground. I'm good enough.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. By the way,
I kind of want to see that. I want to see the map you drew in duress.
Yeah, I can take a picture of it. We have a bit of the alphabet problem. I started the map too low, and then there were 2 floors below it, and so, like, you can see that the bottom rows are squished a little.
Oh, I love that. Share it in Discord if you can. I would love to show it off.
For sure.
One other thing, Mecha. This is something that, like, is in the manual, but nobody discovered, and I'm not sure it actually works. Supposedly, while oh my gosh. Star Spangled Banner from Superman, go away. I need some different music. Supposedly, if you go past the conveyor belts while they are running, hop off your skateboard and then jump on the conveyor belt, you can get a horizontal speed boost. And I'm not sure how true that is, but if it is true, that could be a key to getting a speed run.
Right, so you'll note at the bottom, I figured it out correctly, where like you leave it on until you come back, right? Like, and like that's the place I think you do that sort of horizontal speed boost where, right, like you take it to the left, right, like and go fast, right? Like I must have missed that was a thing in the instructions, but
oh, it's not in the instructions. I went and found the manual for the game. Yeah, nobody else tried that, which is understandable because this is an Atari game, and it doesn't seem like there would be something like that at all.
I agree.
But I really want to see somebody try that to see if that's actually something that can be done. Haha! Yeah, seriously, really, really cool. Apparently the 433 is a world record because there's no leaderboard, and the only run that we see is a little bit longer than that, so... Hey, it's the fastest time that has been recorded.
So right now the leaderboard is Happen, person who did it before me. is the current records.
Yeah, I think essentially.
Presuming that video is not
Captain wants in.
like the video that I was basing completion time on may be just a pseudo task or save stated or something.
A pseudo task. Yeah, who knows? We know that this was recorded live, but yeah, we'll have to go, and as soon as we record it somewhere, then it can be a world record.
Yeah, if you're going by in-game time, my time counts. If you're going by RTA, no, thank you.
Oh no, your time's not a world record, RTA. No way.
Not even.
not even close. Well, Mecha, thank you so much. I'm really glad that you're hanging on. You might be able to make it into the bracket. You know, a lot of pressure for your final match coming up, though.
Yeah, I don't know how the tiebreaker system works. I just knew that 29 was kind of the line, or like it was last year.
It really depends on how many people have to play the tiebreaker. Last year, it was Batman, and essentially, I think it was the top 2 or 3 times that we had managed to get into the bracket. We'll see, depending on how many people we have. We'll set up a tiebreaker for y'all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last year I was out in round 3, so now I'm in the tiebreaker, so better.
Oh,
I like it.
Heck yeah. Always just a little teeny tiny bit better. I love it. All right, we'll go ahead and let you go, Mecha. And Tristan, thank you for this. This was just a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was neat.
It was pretty interesting. I like the experiment. You know, you get into this thing to do some interesting stuff, right?
Yeah.
And starting a game blind on the fly is definitely some stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is something that could happen a little bit more often. We'll have to see. All right, well, we'll let you go. Tristan, we'll see you later as well. Take care. Oh my gosh.
Bye.
Bye! Everybody, we have one last match for the night coming up next. Superman, stop playing the Star Spangled Banner. What the crap? Why do you keep coming in with this?